Health workers across the nation are given priority in the administration of the Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine. The top flights in the fight boost their immune system to better attend to the infected. The holy month of Ramadan begins with Muslim faithful praying for peace to reign in Cameroon and for Allah's compassion for humans ravaged by the coronavirus. The first moments of devotion and fasting come up in this newscast. The indomitable Lionesses of Cameroon pull a 0-all tie against Chile in the return leg qualifier for the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. They fall their chances to be part of the tournament. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Those were the headlines of this 7:30 news.
I urge you once again to put on your face masks, to wash your hands regularly, and to consult a physician or any other health personnel if you notice any symptoms. This is the only way to save lives and to curb the spread of the virus.
Welcome back. We begin our 30-minute newscast with the launch of the COVID-19 immunization campaign by the Minister of Public Health. In Bafia, Mbam and Inubu division of the Central Region, health personnel from 4 health districts in the area queued up to receive 300 jabs. Beatrice Lawsamba reports on the exercise witnessed by the population sensitized on the need to boost immunity against the coronavirus.
Bafia, situated midway between 2 major towns, Yaoundé and Bafoussam, constantly sees people moving across, and with them travels the coronavirus. 50 people in the area caught the virus, which killed 2 of them from the onset of the pandemic. Its people have seen the global enemy with their own eyes at the time the first 300 vaccine doses reached the health district. The protection the Sinopharm vaccines from China is due to provide is welcome in this locality where people seem to have moved on from the coronavirus, hardly respecting any barrier measures. The over 150,000 inhabitants have watched from the sidelines as people take the vaccines elsewhere and now have a chance to get it. It is good to know we're getting our own doses, he says. Coronavirus infections are rising rapidly and the vaccine is a stitch in time. Key workers and other vulnerable persons targeted in this first phase of the campaign converged on Bafia from 4 health districts to get the first shots, also setting the pace to dispel vaccine hesitancy among the population so as to ramp up what might be the largest immunization campaign in the country.
About 14,000 doses of the Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine have arrived the West region and will be distributed to 20 health districts. The vaccination campaign was launched today by Governor Awa Fonka Augustine, who reiterated that health workers will be the first concerns. Chanceline Nancy has the details.
Preaching by example, Governor Awa Fonka Augustine is the first person to be administered the Sinopharm vaccine in the West region.
I am happy to be here at the regional hospital to get myself vaccinated. I feel through this measure I am protected, and I seize this opportunity to call on the population of the West to equally get themselves vaccinated.
As of date, 290 health workers have been infected in the West region, reason why this first phase of the campaign is dedicated to the frontliners, risking their lives to save lives.
We have all the 20 district medical officials here. We shared all the vaccine that we received to all 20 districts according to the number of health workers in any district. They will take it back, and from tomorrow, everywhere in the West region, health workers will be vaccinated.
The vaccine is administered in 2 doses, the second dose to be taken 21 days after the first.
of the East region are also beneficiaries of the Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine donated by the Chinese People's Republic. Workers in the health sector who have also caught the virus, like several others in the region, were the first to be administered the booster today in Betua. Governor Gregoire Vongo and municipal authorities led by example. Mokam Robert Achu reports.
Governor Gregoire Vongo, being the first person to receive the vaccine against COVID-19 in the East region, can be considered as a silent message encouraging others to do same so as to succeed in the fight against the pandemic. Closely following the governor are the regional delegate of public health, the president of the regional council, to mention but some. The Betua City Mayor, Jean-Marie Dimbele Soder, who also received the vaccine, is convinced that by doing so, we shall win the war against COVID-19.
I'm convinced that taking that vaccine, it keeps me away from COVID-19. So I invite other people on the population to take the vaccine so that we can fight against COVID-19.
The regional delegate of public health, Dr. Desiree Anise Mintop, used the occasion to talk about the dosage sent to the East region and the importance of the vaccine.
We receive in East region around 8,015 vaccine. This vaccine protect, and we have to take it to fight against COVID-19.
The vaccine will be administered to the public at the different vaccination centers following the priority list, beginning with the health personnel.
The Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine is one of the 4 chosen by Cameroon to oust the virus from the community. Sputnik 5, AstraZeneca, plus Johnson & Johnson have been pre-ordered according to officials of the extended immunization program. The doses of AstraZeneca developed by Oxford University are expected to be in Cameroon by April 17 this year. Cynthia Saptala tells us more.
In the next 4 days, a new consignment of vaccines, the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, will arrive Cameroon, health officials say.
The next arrival of vaccine is on the 17th of this month, around 400,000 of AstraZeneca provided by COVAX facility. For the next shipment, we don't have precise date of arrival, but it will be regular based on the doses we have in the country and the global situation of vaccine stock.
As concerns the other approved COVID-19 vaccines, that is Johnson & Johnson, Sputnik 5, health officials say they have already been pre-ordered in order to avoid any shortages.
We have planned the need of vaccine for 1 to 2 years. The quantity of doses is in adequacy with our demand, with different steps of prioritization of target population. There is 4 other vaccines that Cameroon has adopted and pre-order to secure these doses at the international level.
AstraZeneca will be administered in 2 doses with an interval of 8 to 12 weeks. As to the efficacy of the vaccine, health officials reassure that all the 4 COVID-19 vaccines protects against the coronavirus.
In one of our top stories, the month of Ramadan observed in prayer, fasting and reflection has begun throughout the national territory. Islamic preachers in Marwa in the Fano region are doling out Quranic lessons to guide the faithful during the period of penitence and charity. The effervescence in mosques and households is presented by Henry Tato Ekambi in this report.
At the Marwa Central Mosque in Dugoy, in respect to the recommendations of the Prophet Muhammad and as one of the prescriptions of the 5 pillars of Islam, Muslim faithful in Marwa turn out to mark the first day of fasting. Islamic preachers, also called imams, treat followers of Prophet Muhammad to Quranic lessons.
We apply all barrier measures in our mosque before the beginning of prayers. During the session, I edify the faithful on the teachings of Islam and the importance of this day and pray for all.
Meanwhile, at the residence of one of the faithful, Abdulaziz Hamadu, the family wakes up as early as 4 a.m. to prepare physically and spiritually for the new day.
Fasting start at 4 a.m. and end at 6 p.m. After 6 p.m., I'm preparing food or drink pap, water, juice.
As the Muslim faithful in Marwa embark on the first day of fasting, authorities have called for the strict respect of anti-COVID measures prescribed by the government.
From Marwa with Sylvester Atemking reporting as Muslims sacrifice worldly pleasures to focus on their relationship with Allah, emphasis is also laid on the nutritional aspects of the holy month. Abstinence from eating and drinking from sunrise to sunset requires that Muslim women ensure meals are taken before and after the fast. The weekly budget for fruits, vegetables, salads and soups cost about 70,000 francs. Yoti Kaleli Songe now takes us to some of their kitchens.
Hospitality, then attention is shifted to culinary skills. The Muslim woman, even though fasting, must provide food for her family. At least 3 meals to nutrify them. Pap, puff-puff and salad are the main items.
I have coleslaw and bread slices. I also have granite pap, which is very nutritional for the body, and also have soft drinks that I'll buy later. You don't need to eat much. If you eat much, it will be very difficult for you to perform the various salads.
From the Briqueterie neighborhood, we go over to Kolbeson, a locality on the outskirts of Yaoundé, where nutrition during Ramadan is not a given. Here, Eru is one of the meals cooking.
We are trying to put many vegetables and fruits because, with the fasting, we need much energy. I can use up to 10,000 francs in a day now like this. So in a week, you can say 70.
And there's more to eat.
There's fruit salad and vegetable salad, then puff-puff with pap.
When food is cooked during the month of Ramadan, they all make allowance to share with others.
I cook much more because not only I have people come to eat, but I also take to different homes like Sadakat.
The 9th month is undeniably a month of fasting, wherein the type of meals served is important and the shopping list modified to suit the time.
Still in religion, the 46th Plenary Assembly of Bishops of Cameroon is underway in Yaoundé, with the clergy reflecting on the future of the Catholic Church. Deliberating in commissions on spiritual growth and pastoral care of the Church, the Assembly is presided over by the President of the National Episcopal Conference, Monsignor Abraham Kome. Constantine Baum has the details.
We are going to
This come together is the 46th Plenary Assembly of the Bishops of Cameroon. It is a usual ordinary assembly that groups them in every April and enables them to discuss on the life of the Church, looking at the growth, spirituality, evangelization, pastoral care and challenges that the Church do meet.
To see how we are managing as Church, to be sure that we are in the right way. We want to see how we are managing as church in Cameroon. Beside it, we will focus the death of the cardinal is a main purpose. The Holy Father asks us to live seriously this year in link with St. Joseph.
The gathering, which is underway at the National Episcopal Conference in Yaoundé, will run till 17 April 2021, with the bishops sitting in closed-door commissions to work on church governance, the needs of the local community that touches material, social, personal and spiritual aspects of the Church. The final communique of the 46th plenary will help to ensure that church laws are observed.
In other news, preparations ahead of the first edition of the Douala Economic Forum are heightening, with the City Mayor of Douala, Roger Mbassandine, consulting actors for a smooth event. Built from May 23rd to 25th in the economic capital, the forum is geared at encouraging local entrepreneurs and attract investors. Mercy Ashu has the details.
A city constantly undergoing some form of economic metamorphosis. That's Douala for you. But not without great minds constantly reflecting on how to make it happen. On May the 23rd, the 24th and 25th, the Salle de PATYCHOU will serve as a platform for economic partners to reflect on decentralizing the economy and pinpointing opportunities for financing projects. In a preparatory meeting at the Douala City Council, the General Coordinator of the Douala Economic Forum, Mr. Olivier Kinge, who doubles as an economic analyst of the CRTV Littoral, told the city mayor, Roger Mbassandine, it was imperative to solicit innovative ideas that will push Douala to emergence after the first edition of the forum. Conferences, workshops and the presentation of intellectual exposés will thus characterize the forum that will have in attendance officials from the Ministries of Economy, Town Planning to mention but these. Town planning challenges in Cameroon, Africa and the occupation of public space are key issues that will be in the spotlight.
Onto the budgets of regional council executives, its elaboration is expected to embrace the financial regime of decentralized territorial collectivities. For a harmonized plan, communities are looking forward to the effective transfer of competences for development. Clarissa Ritakang explains the necessity in this report.
A budget which meets the development objectives of their various communities, but equally enables them effectively play their role. This is the challenge regional executives will have to bear in mind before embarking on the elaboration of their program-based budget. This, of course, must align with the financial regime of decentralized territorial collectivities.
You cannot elaborate the budget if you don't know what you have to do. You must know methodology, decentralization, how the transfer of resources will be done, the contribution of the program budget, its impact, limits, and demands.
A master of the process to prepare, present, execute, and control the execution of regional budgets is crucial. Corresponding activities and programs should be harmonized.
The fourth program is on regional governance and administration. We have to focus on target objectives, which have been defined based on the actions to carry out. We then have to work on the financial estimate.
Priorities to lay the groundwork for regional councils will be the main header.
The Productive Diaspora Investment Support Initiative is poised to ensure that the Cameroonian diaspora in France contributes fully to the country's development efforts. The members of the group discussed on how to attain this objective with External Relations Minister Mbela and the French Ambassador to Cameroon, His Excellency Christophe Guilou. Charles Ebounet tells us more.
Launched in 2017, the Productive Diaspora Support Investment Project seeks to encourage investment in Cameroon by the Cameroonian diaspora, specifically based in France.
What we're looking behind this project is to enhance the development of Cameroon based on its assets. One of the assets, obviously, is the Cameroonian community in France.
Today's event at the Ministry of External Relations, involving other government agencies and ministerial departments, seeks to work out how far the project has gone far in the implementation of priority projects in Cameroon.
More than 200 people responded, and after an extensive selection, we have 70 different projects.
Presided at by External Relations Minister Mbela, it was made clear that the Cameroonian diaspora is being given priority and incentives to invest in the country.
We have created a desk for diaspora who want to invest in Cameroon. So since 6 months, this desk is working.
Within the COVID-19 context, this is one of the winners, taking home a package of roughly 52 million CFA francs to invest in the country.
Despite our efforts, COVID-19 plunged many families into mourning and seriously hampered the functioning of our economy and society.
Health workers across the nation have begun the first phase to step up their immunity against the coronavirus with the administration of the Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine. As frontliners installing the spread of the virus, the coverage plan, which gives them priority, is a laudable move. Baldwin Sama and Dr. Eric Tandy are at the Public Health Emergency Operations Center and say the 10 regions are concerned by this exercise. Hello, Baldwin.
Good evening to you, Esther KIMA. Indeed, it continues making headline news in the country, the availability of these vaccines in the country, and Cameroonians are so anxious to know what about the coverage plan as far as administering these vaccines in the 10 different regions is concerned. So let's find out from our guest, Dr. Eric Tanzi, a public health expert. Good evening to you, doctor.
Yeah, good evening, buddy.
With the availability of these vaccines, how is the coverage plan? How does it look like?
Yeah, Bodin, it should be very clear here that the arrival of Sinopharm vaccine is very specific, and specific here is because of restriction. Only to health personnel, let me say that, as priority target for now, and perhaps some other members of the population who are having comorbidities. To be very precise here, every part of the nation is concerned, every region, every health district will have to receive this vaccine. And again, it's not mandatory, it's optional, but targeting those who are at high risk. We are talking of health personnel here and persons with comorbidities. So the coverage plan is that the entire nation has been planned and covered before the vaccine could even arrive. And again, distribution has been done, and effectively, as you have seen, the launching of the vaccination that is ongoing, and in the days ahead, all health districts in Cameroon will be touched.
Thank you so much, Dr. Eric Tanzi, for all those explanations. Indeed, Cameroonians have to continue respecting the different outlined barrier measures despite the availability for the Sinopharm vaccine in Cameroon. Back to you, Esther KIMA.
Thanks very much, Baldwin Summer. From immunization against COVID-19 to education, an internet connection program dubbed Connect My School has gone on the way in Yaoundé. Organized by the Ministry of Basic Education, the initiative aims at improving on the digital hub that will ease internet access to pupils and enhance learning. Alice Bay has the details.
This is the e-container made up of a technical office and an ICT laboratory, all equipped with computers, laptops, PCU and solar energy. The building will be used to exchange ideas to improve access to quality primary and secondary education through ICT in classrooms in the urban and rural areas.
It's particularly important not only to improve the quality of learning, but also to improve the teaching methodology.
An initiative of the Ministries of Secondary and Basic Education in collaboration with UNICEF.
We give a particular importance in allowing children to be connected to the entire world through internet. They are guided by the teachers that have been trained.
We want to thank UNICEF and Ministry of Basic Education to choose our school to implement this initiative to connect my school.
They have as objective to construct the e-containers in all the 10 regions of the country to facilitate online studies during the COVID-19 period.
Onto security, a reputed gang of men of the underworld specialized in car theft and trailing personalities has been apprehended and in police custody. The 11-member group was nabbed during a special operation by security forces of the Judicial Police in Yaoundé. Romeo Kenny reports on the manhunt.
Now under police custody, these 11 suspected armed robbers have been championing the theft of cars in Yaoundé, breaking into homes, looting accessories and making away with money. At times, they tortured victims. The 12th suspect is still on the run.
The booty comprises 11 arms, war and hunting ammunitions, 11 vehicles, luxurious vehicle, and 27 matriculation number plates.
The gang leader, Ombede Joseph Marie, age 46, was apprehended last February by elements of the Department of Judicial Police.
We seized then this opportunity to salute the collaboration of the population.
They will be transferred to competent court to face their charges. The population is, however, cautioned to report any such cases to the police.
On today's obituary, one of Cameroon's finest medical practitioners, Professor Lazare Kaptue, has died at the age of 82. The hematologist, former mayor and owner of the Université de Montagne in Banganté, passed on to glory this Monday in Yaoundé. Romeo Kenny has details of his demise.
A medical baobab gone to eternity. Professor Lazare Kaptue's sunset occurred at 9:49 p.m. Monday in his health facility dubbed Clinique Bastos.
Every personnel had received this message with consternation. It's very humble.
The emeritus hematologist, aged 82, was a mentor and great professional and left a legacy many attest.
He built the blood bank of the Central Hospital of Yaoundé. He built the Department of Immunohematology in the Faculty of Medicine. He contributed to build Université de Montagne. He gave me the first 4 beds I used to take care of hospitalized patients in my clinic.
Mayor of Ndemdeng in Konki Division, West Region since the year 2000, he remained an icon in family life.
He was sick for nearly 3 weeks.
Aside being an outstanding medical practitioner, Professor Lazare Kaptue was also a lover of sport, founding AS Matelot and Charité FC, respectively.
And on to the Star Building, Prime Minister Joseph John Gootey has invited major actors to come up with a plan in order to ensure that the facilities of the African Nations Cup are done on time. Meantime, still at the Prime Minister's office, Joseph John Gootey has granted audience to the Angolan Prime Minister in charge of external relations, Antonio Taylor, in his capacity as special envoy of the Angolan President João Manuel. Here is an excerpt after the audience.
I came as a messenger from President João Lourenço to deliver a message from him to his brother, President Paul Biya. As you know, Angola and Cameroon have a good relationship, and we think from time to time we have not only to visit ourselves, you know, visit is also an indicator of good relationship. So this is what brought us here. I will not reveal certainly the content of the message of President João Lourenço to his brother. I don't know it myself. It is a message to the President, to his brother, so the message will be delivered by the Prime Minister, and we are very honored to be received by the Prime Minister at a very short notice.
As we announced earlier, major actors in the completion and refurbishing of hotels and stadia to be used during next year's African Nations Cup have been urged to step up their speed. Prime Minister Joseph John Gootey exhorted them during the 29th session of the committee tasked with the preparations of the competition. Christian Chair Atam reports that works on the east entrance to Douala was also assessed.
The 29th session of the committee tasked with preparing AFCON 2021 examined the situation of hotels selected for the competition in Garoua and Bafoussam. This at a time when new CAF guidelines require additional rooms for different delegations and officials. The committee noted that the hotels in the 2 towns are well in place, even if refurbishing is needed.
In 1 or 2 of those projects, we need to put pressure on the enterprises that are in charge of executing the projects. Everything will be done.
The competition and training stadiums in the 2 towns, as well as the Olembe complex, were judged to be well in place, even though additional work is needed.
After the Shan competition in Cameroon, we've noticed a certain number of shortcomings here and there. The first step is to upgrade the infrastructures so that they can correct all the failures we discover here and there. We cannot say that everything's on a bad shape, no. A lot has been done. We still have a lot to do.
Progress of work at the east entrance to Douala also came under focus, with the availability of funds identified as a major condition for its completion. Prime Minister Joseph John Gootey called for the acceleration of the provision of water, electricity and telecoms coverage to different stadiums and hotels, as well as the renovation of hotel infrastructures.
And as announced in one of our top stories, Cameroon's indomitable Lionesses have been eliminated from the qualifiers of the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Their 0-0 tie with Chile this evening in Turkey puts them on a 2-1 aggregate loss to the South American squad. Daniel Ekonde reports that they won't thus be part of the tournament in Japan.
Cameroon were expected to score 2 goals to qualify for their second Olympics in this last intercontinental qualifier. But the game full of dominance for the indomitable Lionesses did not go their way as the Chileans defended from every end to keep their opponents at bay to win 2-1 on aggregate. With Chile's Paris Saint-Germain goalkeeper Christian Endler in the cage, they kept out every attempt in the first segment. The indomitable Lionesses were reduced to 10 players in the second half when midfielder Umbudu Brigitte was shown red card for a foul. But that didn't stop the Lionesses from seizing some bright moments. First came Meyong Menene's long-range shot that goes over the crossbar. Then Joya Ajara in her 44th cap opened up space in the box but shot over the goal. That was the second time she came close to scoring for the Lionesses. Cameroon will now miss out on women's football at the Olympics for the second time in a row, while Chile will make their first ever participation come July in Japan.
As we heard in this edition of the news, health workers across the nation are being given priority in the administration of the Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine. The top flights in the fight are boosting their immune system to better attend to the infected. More news will be yours at 8:30 p.m. with Adan Bala. Our programs continue on CRTV and on CRTV News. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Good night. I'll be back tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. God willing.
I urge you once again to put on your face masks, to wash your hands regularly, and to consult a physician or any other health personnel if you notice any symptoms. This is the only way to save lives and to curb the spread of the virus.